Hello and welcome back to another Factorio video. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like and subscribe before you leave. And if you are interested in other games, do check out the other content on the channel. Now I've got that out of the way. In today's episode, we're going to be carrying on from the previous one, and we get quite a lot more done. So in this one, we are actually going to be expanding production of pretty much everything and really starting to ramp up what we are doing. And we also experience our first attack. So that sucks. This is future cyber talking, so I know what happened. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we've got an assembling machine now and a long-handed inserter. So we can lift from a belt on the other side of a belt. Okay, and what do we need? Electronic components for basic signaling processing. Now we're going to need this because everything else comes off this by the looks of it. So let's just get straight on to starting with that. And let's test out the theory. Now, I want to try and get science packs automated because I did notice on the other playthrough that they were really quite important early on. So let's try and get, so what do we need for science packs? We need gears. Was it gears and iron plates? Copper plates and gears. Okay, so now we've got a reason to actually get this belt underway and actually get some production set up. So I might do a line similar to this, although I don't know if that's a bit overkill or if we can just put another miner here in another furnace, because already we're producing a lot more copper than we really need. So let's just run a belt instead, this way, and we will run a belt into that belt, and in fact I'm going to pull that up so that I can actually get every slot on the copper. There we go. Okay, so now let's get another miner on here. Very dark. Can we get lights yet? No, but we can get guns and ammo. Although doesn't seem to be any monsters anywhere nearby, so might just have missed a trick with that. I'm sure as we develop and get bigger, they will come and haunt our dreams. Okay, so no, that needs to go into a furnace, doesn't it? Okay. Big brain moment. Okay, straight into the furnace, then an arm onto that belt, and again, we've got the problem with the automation of coal though. So we do need to have a think about how we're going to get coal up into here. Now we do have these automatic inserters now, so we can, or we have the longer arm inserters, so we should be able to just maybe run a belt of coal across here. Could that work? Yeah, and then we could, if we ran a belt of coal, extended this and had a belt coming across here, they could pick it up and throw it in from that side, which would be ideal. But then that does mean a very strange belt system that's going to end up coming up here. Or we could work out a better way of doing this, because this already seems to have backed up a bit too much. Let's just take some of that off actually. So how could we do that? We could run I don't think without a splitter we can run a second thing off, and I don't think I've got the splitter yet. I think that comes with the logistics, but I might be wrong. Okay, so we've got coal, we've got plates being produced. We need to take one of these and stick it in a chest at the end here so that we've got somewhere for it to go. Although no we don't, because we're going to put this straight into an automator. So let's get some automators set up. A couple of those. And we're going to need wire being made, and we're going to need gears being made. And then those wires, that wire and those gears are going to need to go into the automator for science packs. So if this goes, if we have wires coming out of this, we're going to have an inserter putting it in here, wires coming out onto a separate belt. That will then be a wire belt. That wire belt is then going to need to feed into the machine, and gears are meant to do the same. So this might be a bit of a silly layout, because we're going to also need something from the iron line, unless we manually did that for now until we got some splitters and we could work out how to do that. That just seems like putting the problem further in the future though. let's work out this. So this needs to go into a wires. Do we need anything else that copper produces? Copper plates, we already have those. So for now, I think we can only really make wires from copper. Oh, and gears. They're going to need copper cables and plates. Plates. Maybe this is the wrong way round. Maybe actually it would be better if this belt came down here, fed into the furnaces, and then they went that way. Then we'd have our plates up here, nearer here, and then they could feed into... Oh, that's painful. Okay, I might just edit this section out because I think I'm going to rearrange these belts. And I don't know if that would be painful to watch, but feel free to shout at me in comments if it's something that you actually would have wanted to watch. But let's kill this for a second. In fact, you know, I'm going to leave it on because actually I think this is possibly a useful thing to see for people like me who know nothing about this game. Electric poles in the way. Oh, that's not good. Just kill my entire network. Oh, okay, I don't want this going into a chest. Okay, so that's getting fed onto that line. This is going to come onto this line. So now we've got the same thing set up. Now we need to rotate these. So I think if we just... Yes! I was reading tips this morning. What I'm doing at the moment, if you are new to the game, is just hovering over an entity and then pressing R a couple of times and it'll rotate it without having to pick it up or move it. So now we can move this to the other side of the world. Okay, and now our output is going to be coming onto the other belt. And I probably should have picked up all the coal off this belt first, so let's just quickly run around and do that. How does one hold F and use their WASD keys? This is crazy. Okay, so now we've got these coming off here. We don't need any of this anymore. I don't know if there's a faster way of deleting stuff, but hopefully there is. Okay, so now we've got that. So now we have our two lines. Let's run that line back up. Now this is scarily inefficient, but I would like it just to come up to where those constructors are going to be. So let's just bring that up here. Get a couple more of these. Yeah, and this is, so just to revisit what I was saying there about actually cutting stuff out or editing stuff. Now, I'm still unsure about whether, whether it's a good idea, whether, a Let's Play should be something where you actually see the sort of struggles that I'm having, or whether it should be something that I do try and cut out where it's uninteresting. I think there's probably a balance somewhere of it being, if it's a tedious task, probably not having it shown. But if it's something that is useful, then maybe showing that. Now, we don't need any of this on here. Okay, and then this chest can go away. And that one needs to go away. So now we've got plenty of stuff. What did we need the coal for earlier? Copper. No, copper's good, I think. Let's just fill those up. Now what I could do, I suppose, is just put a chest feeding copper into these for now. Because we don't really need that too much at the moment. Stick that on there, and then at least our thing's gonna work. Okay, so cool. So this works. Seems to be working well. Now, obviously at the moment, this is going to feed out onto a belt, but it's going to prioritize what's closest to it. Now, if I put an arm here, it should feed onto the opposite side of the belt, which I'm sure I can use to my advantage, but I am just working out how that is the case. So if we get an inserter, let's get, say, 15 more of these things made. So the first thing we're going to need is copper wire, because that is irritating. Now I know that copper wire is made rapidly fast, so we are going to need two inserter arms, I think, feeding copper into this. Then that's going to put copper wire onto this belt. I think maybe leaving the supply belts as they are and not using the supply belts as outputs is a good idea. So I think maybe I'm going to use long arm inserters to feed the output onto a different belt. But if I do that, they're all going to be fed onto the same belt, unless I feed onto this belt, take it away, feed onto this belt, take it away, but I would need more space, so I'd have to shift this bit so that then they could have three different lines, but then I would need to offset these. Okay, ignore me, I'm rambling like a madman. Let's put this here, here. That's going to off-put it to the other side. Is that a problem? No, if we need something that is going to take wire and plates. Do you take wire and plates? No, you take copper plates and you take gears. That's a different problem. You take iron plates and wire. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to automate our electronic circuits on this line. This is probably the most terrible you've seen anyone play this game, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there eventually. So you're feeding into that. You're going to start making wire. The wire is going to go to the other side of this belt. Now, it doesn't matter if I have a assembler here that's making chips. Now, for the actual science packs, though, we're going to need... What do I need the chips for? Oh, the chips are for the green science, I think. Okay, so now we need something that is going to take from copper, but also is going to take iron gears. So we need something that's going to take gears off this, or plates off this, and make gears, and then feed that onto a copper line. This is going to be so crazy to try and manage. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is probably very silly. I'm going to take off this, I'm going to make a gears recipe. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put this on here, which will put it on the opposite side. And then if I put an automator up here, this is either really obvious or really stupid. And with this game, I can never work out if I'm doing clever stuff, which is already very obvious, or if I'm doing stupid stuff that is really obvious, basically. Either way, I don't come out of it particularly well. But I'm proud. So if I put gears on here, now that should make the... No, I don't want this taken off the belt. Okay, so that should make gears and copper are going to make red science packs. So if I make some automators now, I can automate science packs off this belt. I can automate the green science off these. No, something else. What was I after that had these two things? Copper and... Oh, circuits. I can automate circuits off... Copper cable and plates. I can make circuits off these. And I can make red science packs off these. So let's get some of these down and get some science made. Now this worked out quite well because actually they're going to be made here, and I'm going to have a belt that goes to these science things. Which I think I need quite a lot of red science early on. So let's just get these made. Okay, so I might need to up my production of gears. It's because I'm not feeding fast enough. Okay, so let's feed off that faster. Let's feed into that because that's not even being fed into. Nope. Fantastic. Okay. We are cooking on gas. The first 10 minutes of this video were probably awful, but we're getting there. Okay, so now we need to make science pack. And if we alt now, and then if we click right click, click left click, oh, there we go. Flying, absolutely flying. We've got red science automated, and I would say pretty damn efficiently. That said, I know very little about what's efficient and what's not in this game, but I think we've got that one pretty nailed down, in all honesty. Okay, we need a telegraph pole, and then we should be able to... Okay, and... Cool. Look at this. Absolutely flying. So, now, I don't know whether I should run a line that goes around these, and then they constantly all pick off that line. But then when we need the green stuff, I don't want to have to try and have a belt where... Unless I fed them onto one side and then the green on the other side of the belt, and then for the green and red research. But is that just going to get more and more complicated? Or then I have a second belt going around it with the other types and then have long arms into them. Okay, yeah, I'm smashing this. Absolutely smashing this. Let's do that. Let's go round here and then have a belt that comes this way. So now they're going to be on the outside. Red should always be on the outside of these belts now. And if I want to make this better, I just need to move the belt out and put more science centers in. Like this. And as long as these have got arms between them, they'll pass the stuff between them anyway, but then maybe it's better just to have external ones that feed in. Maybe that'll be faster. I feel like I do need to automate some belts, because I think we're going to need quite a lot more of them in the future. So our copper is backed up. Science is being made. This is already so much better than the 2 hours we spent on the first playthrough. But let's put that in there, that in there. Let's get a pole between them. And we have got science being made. Now obviously these are the wrong way around now. But I think I might just get rid of these that are feeding each other. But maybe add some more science places as well. Okay, so labs need 10 circuits. Now I'm going to get the circuits on production as well actually, because I do think we're going to need those fairly shortly. How do I cancel these? Okay. So we've got an automator here. Okay, so we can't fit that in. But is it a good idea to do that? What are you making? You're making cogs and gears and you're feeding it onto 2 different belts. Now that's probably not the best way of doing things, but let's try and get circuits. Now we can't feed circuits onto a different belt. Okay, I'm going to take these and make this shorter. Feed that straight down there. Take this and stick it on there, and let's just move that along. Okay, so that shouldn't have interrupted anything. And we'll make some more of these assemblers. Interestingly, it looks if you order 5 at a time, it actually makes the things in batch rather than making them in sequence. Which I suppose has got pros and cons, because you make them all at once, but also, I don't think necessarily faster, but maybe something to keep an eye on there. Okay, now what happened there? Oh, okay, it's just that when I broke the belt, something must have happened. Okay, so, ooh, research finished. Okay, what's going on now then? So, we haven't unlocked anything with that, but we have unlocked the ability to do more. So, we can either do automation 2, so then we can make the green stuff, and also get the blue assembly machine, which I think is faster as well. Circuit network give you better controls over your machines. That sounds like it's going to complicate things, but then that probably is a better thing to have at some point. Solar energy, free energy, but we do have a very good water machine going at the moment, so I might not touch that just yet. Fast inserter, that sounds like it's going to be more helpful. And the energy lines also sounds very helpful. I'm going to go for fast inserters just because it's red only. And does that mean we can make green packs now? Can we do that now? No, so surely we need to unlock green packs at some point. Where do we unlock green packs? That costs green and red. Have I missed something here? Electric components. Oh, okay, so there's stuff that isn't on here. Is there no way of seeing the overall tech tree? Right, okay, let's get the torches, because although they are not the most useful thing for me, they are probably going to make life a lot easier for you guys to see stuff. And then we'll go on to doing the green science packs. Although, I think maybe getting a gun, but then there's no enemies. There's no enemies, let's get light. Okay, so this should all be fairly good now. I think we should be fairly efficient on this now. So, let's not worry about that for now. Okay, so now we need electronics. So if we take off here, then that's going to feed onto that belt, which is not going to work. So, how are we going to do this? Because we're going to need another belt that comes off here. So if we do it here, but then we're going to get in our way of our science fairly quickly. Maybe let's just run this belt out a little bit further. And not there, because that... Oh my god! Okay, so I take it back about there not being enemies. Where the hell is the enemy base? Where? What's going on here? Where's the enemy base? Was that just like a random scouting party or something? There doesn't seem to be anything even remotely nearby. Okay, I'm going to just pretend that that didn't happen, but I'm also going to change my mind and we're going to do guns research quickly because, yeah, also repair packs. I'm going to need those at some point soon. Are they one of these? Repair packs? No. We'll work that out in a minute. Okay, so we've got that done. Let's get guns sorted out. Which is sad, you know. They're just trying to protect their home planet, but you know. Still going to kill them for it. Let's go for... Okay, we'll sort the lamps out at night time. I'm on edge now. Oh, okay, I can see them. Holy hell, that looks huge. I don't know if it is or not, but it looks huge. Are those like... Oh no. No, I'm not a fan of that. Let's get... What the hell are we doing? Oh yeah, circuits. Okay. Let's take this line. Let's run it down here. So that it can actually... No. So it can actually produce stuff. And then... Run it along here. That's possibly the most pathetic response to the first attack that anyone's ever seen on Factorio. But you know, you've got to be known for something. Okay. So let's now run this along here, and I'm going to get in the way of my science, I think, but I'm probably going to need to sort that out at some point anyway. So let's get these going into here, Let's get these making circuits. I don't know how many circuits I'm going to need. I wonder if they will feed in individual recipes or individual components. Yes, they will. Fantastic. Okay, let's get that off there. I don't know if I'm going to need other stuff that is made from stuff. Okay, let's try English. I don't know if I'm going to need other things that are also made from just plates and copper, but for now I'm going to leave those as they are because we've got electronics automated now. Okay, that's going very well. Really, maybe this would have been better to do up here because then we would have had red and green science packs flowing down next to each other. Would that have been possible? Yes, we could have just done an underground thing that takes it under here and then another one that takes it under here and then just feeds it along, and then we'd have green science packs coming out at the same place. Let's worry about that after too. Okay, so they broke my pole. I don't really want to have to go to war with the aliens just yet, but if they do keep sending scouting missions, I might have to do that. Increases the shooting speed of most projectile weapons, increases the damage of physical projectile-based weapons, turrets, and defender robots. Increased damage can't hurt. But then I also don't want to have to just worry about attack. Maybe we just get turrets sorted out. It only takes 10. That should only take like 5 minutes. The research is fast, but we could be faster on research, I think. Let's get some lights sorted out. Priorities, guys. You know? Surviving, but lights. Now, can we already make repair packs? We can make a submachine gun. That's important. We need body armor. Let's make some ammo. Can we make repair packs? Yes. Okay, brilliant. Turrets are done. What else can we do quickly? Logistics gives us the underground belts. And splitter. Brilliant. Okay. So I might do that so that then we can actually start feeding these electronics down into one place. I do want to start getting some semblance of order sorted out. So if we could feed green down here and then stick those onto a belt, that would be handy. So that we can then do the green and red ones without having to think too much about it. I could just get rid of this belt and expand science this way, actually. And likewise, actually, I could bring a belt around it this way, and then I could put green somewhere else and feed it onto the same belt. Lights. Okay. And there is light. No doubt I'll probably end up having to move these in a second because they'll be in the way of everything. But for now, at least we can see what's going on. Okay, cool. I just have been completely neglecting the coal. Let's stick that all in there. Have our copper things run out yet? No, and honestly, they don't really use coal that much. I think I might just manually do the coal on those for a while. Okay, now what do we need gears and these for? These were for something... Oh, that's already sorted. We don't need to touch that. Okay, next. Walls would be handy. Allows you to smelt steel. Faster inserters. Okay. I don't think we've got a problem with inserting speed at the moment. Maybe these could be a little bit faster. I don't think we've got a problem there. Now what is that? That's putting onto this belt. And it's making it fine. Cogs coming from here, steel, that's fine. We've got no problem with this coming down here, that's all I'm trying to look at now. Circuits are also fine. I don't know whether to start putting these into a box just so that we're continually making them. You could also be making them, but you could also be making something else useful. Let's equip the stuff that we've just bought. Oh, we already have equipped it. Let's shift that round. Okay. So... I believe you can shoot at stuff as well, like if you target it. Let's repair stuff. Oh no. Oh, you did not just do that, you fool. Okay. Stick that back down. It is a very forgiving game that way. I think if you do something stupid, it does forgive you very, very easily. Okay. Okay, so I completely lost track of time. So what I'm going to do is probably break this down into 2 episodes and find a nice clear point. Why am I talking about this? Let's just break this up into 2 episodes and do that. Okay, so I'm going to call the episode to an end about there, because I think we have hit probably... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Okay, let's try that one again. So I'm going to call the episode to an end there. I think we have got quite a lot done in that episode. Yeah, let me know what you think if you have stayed with me this long. And if you have and you're not already a subscriber on the channel, make sure that you hit subscribe and notify to make sure that you see the next videos coming out. And drop me a comment below telling me what you think. Thank you very much, guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time.